Stan the Natural Man Show. Okay, today I want to talk about broadleaf plantain. And here is a great example of a beautiful plantain garden. This is how it looks. So you got the broadleaves and these long stamens that come up in the summer. Now in the wintertime, these go away, but you can still recognize it by the leaves. It's one of the most unique leaves growing in your yard. And the good news is, wherever you live in America, it's more than likely that plantain is growing around you, because this grows pretty much everywhere in America. I'm here in the South and we have plenty. Now a lot of people who aren't trained in herbs, they think this is just another weed. I can assure you it's not. I never cut it. This is in my backyard. By the house there's a shade here. It likes the shade. And it grows pretty much anywhere that an area that hasn't been sprayed with a lot of pesticides. It doesn't like to grow around pesticides. Nothing does. But if you're going to pick plantain and use it and consume it, you want to make sure that the area you're getting it from isn't being sprayed with pesticides. Like this one that's right behind my house under my eave here. I know for sure this plantain does not get sprayed. So what is this stuff good for? It's good for a lot of things. First thing is, it's an emergency food. This plantain is very high in vitamins A and vitamin C, minerals. It's got calcium. So if you were in a survival situation for some reason, and you could find plantain, you could live on it. You can eat it like salad. You can make a tea out of it. Of course, you can make tinctures with it. You can make salves. You can make poultices. So this herb has a lot of medicinal qualities. One being, it's good for blood poisoning. There have been cases of advanced blood poisoning where people's limbs, hands, fingers, arms are swelling, turning black and red, and has streaks going up the arm. And some old herbalists have used it as a poultice to put on the arm or the other, or whatever affected limb you have, and it pulls the infection out of the limb within 24 hours. Also, in cases like that, I would also advise using it as a poultice and to drink the tea or eat the leaves, because they also work the same way inside the body. They pull toxins out from the inside of the body. They assist the liver in reducing and neutralizing toxins and pulling them out of the body. It's also very good for stings and kind of poisonous stings from wasps, scorpions. It used to be used for snake bites. You can make in a pinch, you make a spit poultice. You take it, put it in your mouth, chew up a little bit, stick it on the sting or the snake bite, and it'll pull the venom out. You want to change it probably if you're in a survival situation, you just got bit by a rattlesnake or something, you probably want to change the poultice every 30 minutes. And I would be drinking the tea, and of course in cases, or eating the leaves. Also in cases of poison snake bite, if you cannot get to a hospital, you also want to have echinacea. I would carry a bottle of echinacea with me if I was going to go hiking in the summer, because if you were to have the misfortune of getting bit by a poisonous snake, you would immediately drink 2 ounces of echinacea tincture. Make sure the tincture is a good tincture. But what the echinacea does is it prevents the venom from destroying your cells. So you can use your echinacea. Well, really, if you're going to go out in the woods like that, you want to take herbs. You take your echinacea, take your plantain leaves, take your plantain tinctures. You can even take, yeah, that'd be good. Plantain leaves, plantain tinctures. But really, this herb is good to gather in the summertime. That way you can make a tincture and you can make salves over it during the winter. That way you have access to it all year round. So it's also known as the alterative herb. What this means is alterative is intended to mean that certain herbs gradually alter and correct a bad condition without necessarily producing evacuations of the bowels beyond normal evacuation. They change the process of nutrition and excretion and restore morbid organs of the system to healthy organs once more. They promote absorption of inflammatory deposits chiefly by stimulating the lymphatic glands. Through this, it purifies the entire bloodstream over time. By means of better digestion and regular secretion requires the mild alterative influence to be continued for some time. You know, I've talked about this before. I talk about doing an herbal cleanse for at least 6 weeks. And depending on how sick you are, you might have to continue this for months to sometimes a year or two. I mean, I'm a pretty healthy person, but right now I've been doing the Christopher Extended Herbal Cleanse for, I'd say 15 weeks now. Because we live in a era of illness. It sucks, but it's just the way it is. So I want to teach you that we should do everything possible to prevent getting sick altogether. Of course, we can treat ourselves once we get sick with herbs and nutrition and detoxification, but a word of wisdom is prevention is always the best, if we can. So I recommend everyone to, of course, eat plant-based nutrition. I recommend for everyone to do herbal cleanses throughout the year. You don't have to do any juice fasting with herbal cleanses if you don't want to. I've done juice fasting herbal cleanses, but now I'm eating a plant-based diet and taking my cleansing herbs, and it works pretty well that way too. So let's see. Plantain can also stop bleeding. You use it the same way. If you're bleeding, cut yourself. You can make a spit poultice, put it on the wound. Apparently, in the history, they used to use plantain poultices for sword wounds. Other medicinal uses, I've said: poisonous bites, stings, boils, carbuncles, tumors, inflammation. It's also good for digestive diseases because it helps to soothe inflamed tissues, such as that you find in IBS or Crohn's. It's good for eczema, frog or thrush, malignant and bleeding ulcers, bleeding of minor wounds. It's good for diarrhea, piles, cuts and scratches, burns, scalds, lumbago, bedwetting, syphilis, dropsy, toothache, worms, running sores, itch, ringworm, mastitis, poison, ivy, and bruises. It was also used back in the day for mad dog bites. You get bit by a rabid dog, use your plantain. I can't tell you how well that one worked. Probably worked pretty well, but that's really the only option they had back then. And now you get vaccinated, but I don't know how well that works either, because vaccination, if you're going to get one, usually takes a few weeks for it to kick in. So if you were to get bit by a rabid dog and get vaccinated, I don't know how that works either. I would do both probably. But fortunately in this country, we won't have to worry about too many rabid dogs running around. Get your dogs fixed and keep them in the house with you, or a pen. So, see if I found some more uses here in this interesting article. They were talking about, of course, it boosts your immune health because it's very nutritious. It's good for damaged skin too. Like I said, it will even help with sunburns, any kind of damage to the skin. It's a very soothing, healing herb. You can use the roots, the seeds, the leaves. The seeds are here, and this. There's also this is plantain lumbago I have here, but there's also another version of plantain Plantago ovota that they use to produce psyllium seeds. Or psyllium, you know, they don't produce psyllium seeds, but they take the seeds from this plant and they produce psyllium. You know, like Metamucil, those things we take to help our bowels. So anyway, I hope this video has been entertaining, helpful, interesting. If you like it, like the video, share the video, please subscribe to my channel. Check out my page, danthenaturalman.com, and remember, until next time, keep it natural.